It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. My apologies for my elevated level of volume of voice here today because the kettle's boiling. And I feel in this small room with the kettle boiling, well, it's making a lot of noise. But we got a super noodle to show you today. Everybody's here heard of Batchelors super noodles. They usually come in a little plastic contained pack of noodles with some sauce, but these are different. First and foremost, it comes in a pot. Now I don't know if I've ever had a super noodle in a pot before, but these have a warning: extremely hot, because they're Vindaloo flavour. And of course, whenever I hear Vindaloo, I think of that wonderful football song from the England national team. I think that song's fantastic, I really do. Even as a Welshman, Vindaloo, I love that song. Right, there's the powder. There's all that Vindaloo kind of powder going on. Probably some hot chili in there. It's ready in 4 minutes, so where's the line? There's the line. I can see the line. Right, the line's the inside line there to put your hot water. So what I like to do with things like this is give them a bit of a crush. Oh, it's hot. That is blooming hot. Right, crush the side of the... When you ever get noodles in a pot, I'm always fighting. I'm fighting like mad not to say pot noodle. It never works. I always end up saying pot noodle. My apologies, Batchelors, if you're watching. But it's almost kind of ingrained in the membrane, isn't it? When it comes to a noodle in a pot. Right. My goodness me. I reckon a little bit more. Look at that. That looks menacing. Yeah, a little bit more water. And then mix around with a fork, I reckon, with this one. I'm going to put the lid on. Just to let it kind of steam and cook and sort itself out. I'm going to give it a stir with a fork. And I'll be back when it's cooked. But as menacing as a super noodle can be, it's filling the room. It's filling this conservatory with slightly scary smells. I'll be back when it's cooked. Time to roll the sleeves up. It's been 4 minutes. It's time to get into these super noodles. Warning, extreme heat. Interestingly, this noodle has 39% of your daily saturated fat intake. How? It's just a noodle. How can that be possible? Right, so giving them a good stir up now, letting them cool down a bit. There's a look at them. There's all sorts of little bits of kind of chili and whatnot in here. They look like a standard noodle. Let's get in. Oh! Straight away. I mean, did okay. It's like, do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like the Brits. They see all these Chinese, Japanese, Korean noodles out there. They can probably see all these noodle extreme heat challenges on YouTube and online, TikTok or whatever. And they're probably like, we can do that. Old Blighty, good old Blighty can do that. We'll make a Vindaloo. We'll make a Vindaloo version of a pot noodle. Good old Blighty will match the Koreans and the Japanese in their own game. And as much as the good old Blighty Batchelors Super Noodles would like to compete with the fantastic Korean noodles out there, your Samyangs, your nuclear fire noodles, all of those things. Unfortunately, in truth, they can't. As much as I wanted these to absolutely kick butt, I wanted these to be the best thing since sliced bread. Oh, they're hot. They were only £1. These were £1 in Heron Foods. Heron Foods, £1 for a Vindaloo flavour. Ready in 4 minutes with flames round it. Warning, extreme heat. Noodle. Now, it's Halloween. We always seem to have these foods out at Halloween. I like to eat these foods all year round. One at my nose. It really did go up my nose. Oh. It's a pot noodle with a bit of spice in it. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at these little bits of, let's get a piece out here. I'm looking at these bits of red, and I was hoping it was going to be bits of chili, and I was hoping it was going to burn my face off, but it is a bit of chili. It is, but it's kind of like, it's a bit of normal red chili. It's not like they could have really gone a bit nuts with this, and they could have gone, not that, but they could have gone, let's go crazy. Let's put some Carolina Reaper or something in you. You can tell by the ease of eating these, the way I'm talking, there's no struggle. There's absolutely no struggle here whatsoever. The only thing I'm struggling with is the fact that I've added boiling water to these. They're quite hot in temperature, and I can't get them down my neck quick enough. It's a shame really, because if I'm going to put Vindaloo on the side of a pot or jar, or if I'm going to make a kind of song and dance about something, then surely you make that effort. I think, on a personal level, if Super Noodle by Batchelors sold this for £3 instead of £1, and they chocked it full of crazy spices, then this could have been the thing that went viral for them. It's obviously been made to go viral. It's obviously been placed into Heron Foods for people to talk about. They should have upped the price, maybe £2.50, £3, filled it full of ghost pepper or Carolina Reaper and made a big deal about it. Instead, they've gone, right, we're going to charge £1 for this, and because we're going to charge £1 for this, we're very much restricted in what we can add. We can only add so much of the chilli that perhaps in hindsight we would have liked to add it in the first place. This is no Samyang competitor. It's not a Vindaloo competitor. It's some slightly warm noodles on the back of the throat. There's a bit of heat on the back of the throat. But unfortunately that's it. There's no more to come from these. If these were just called chili super noodles, I'd be giving them a far higher rating, because actually they're quite nice. They're a pretty decent noodle. But to call them Vindaloo and to put ready in 4 minutes in flames and to put warning extreme heat on the side, you're asking for trouble, Batchelors. You're asking for trouble, because just look at me. There's no struggle. There's no extreme heat. There's no warning hot. It's just a slightly hot chili noodle. Quite poor, actually. Come on, Batchelors. Get your act together. Make a proper chili noodle. I dare you. These, poor. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.